The 130 final plea is here as well. Good morning, everyone. This is the ORCA motions calendar in the State Court of Fulton County, Georgia. I am Judge Melanie Williams. And today we will address motions and pleas in a variety of age cases. I'm going to call the entire calendar, which is only 4 positions for announcements, and then we can begin. Our first case is Tanya Combs. Is Ms. Combs present?
Your Honor, the defense withdrew that motion.
Okay, I saw that, but you never know. Motion for withdrawal, or I just knew you guys didn't have an actual order.
She told me she was going to withdraw it, Miss. She said she emailed you, Miss Smith.
We'll hold for announcement on position 1. That's probably the wisest thing to do. I have in case 21 CR 0060668, the case of Johnny Gilbert will be taking a plea today. Is that correct, Mrs. Bison?
Hey, Judge, good morning. That is correct. And Mr. Gilbert's on, and the court should have the paperwork.
All right, we'll take that shortly. And then we have 2 cases for Mr. Michael Petway, in which we'll be hearing motions this morning. Is that, that's Ms. Helen's case.
And that's my understanding, Judge, yes.
All right, so we're holding for that. And I understand that we're also here on the case of 22 CR 001881F, the case of Jessica Cuesta. Will we taking the plea as well?
Yes,
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Let's see Mr. Gilbert's plea. Mr. Gilbert, will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Today, we're addressing a plea in your case 21 CR 0060668. In this case, you're charged with DUI, less safe, reckless driving, speeding, failure to maintain lane, improper lane change, and a basic rules too fast for conditions. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney today. And as you can see, I'm conducting this hearing over the internet. That means other members of the public can log on and watch. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing today, Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, is this your case, Mr. Birch, or is it yours, Ms. Walter?
This is mine, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Birch, if you put the offer to the record and any other relevant information, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, Your Honor. For the reckless driving charge, the conditions will be 12 months probation, alcohol, drug evaluation treatment, risk reduction course, $300 fine, and 40 hours community service. And in exchange for the plea to reckless driving, the state has agreed to no cross, the DUI less safe, the speeding, failure to maintain lane, basic rules violation, and the improper turn.
Okay. I'm missing some of Mr. Gilbert's paperwork. I only have his sentence sheet and his. That's Mr. Person. Give us one moment. Well, in a moment, Mr. Gilbert, I'm going to ask questions to make sure this is a voluntary plea, okay?
Okay.
All right. Reminding you that you're under oath. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your representation?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to take it today?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone promise you anything in taking the plea?
No, ma'am.
And you understand by taking the plea, you're giving up your right to trial by judge or jury?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're giving up your right to have the state prove these charges against you beyond reasonable doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
And you further understand the requirements and they've been fully explained to you by your attorney that you have some community service, an evaluation, and a fine to pay as well as some courses?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And we did amend it to reckless driving, correct? That's the only plea that he's taken it to, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I mistakenly wrote reckless conduct on this paperwork, but it should say reckless driving.
This one says it, so I'll just strike to it, okay? As to the charge of reckless driving, Mr. Gilbert, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I accept your plea at this time. Is there anything additional from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. Thank you. The only thing I think that wasn't mentioned is we would request that probation terminate upon completion of all requirements. He has done some of them, but not all of them.
Does the state object to termination upon the completion of the requirements?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we will permit termination upon completion. I do not see that he's filled out that probation form. We need him to do that. If someone could perhaps send it to Mr. Spiesman so that he can report to probation,
Yes,
immediately.
Judge, if that's emailed to me, with directions on where you want me to return it to, I can get that done in the next little bit. I'm sure Mr. Gilbert can fill that out quickly.
Okay, it's just really some contact information. Is anybody from
Yeah.
probation on the line today? No.
It's a QR code, Your Honor, that I will send over when I send over to intake today.
Okay, you don't have to hold for that, Mrs. Feisman, but if you would just make sure that, no later than Monday, your client completes that form and reports the extensive information over to probation. All
No
right?
problem, Judge. Mr. Gilbert, I'll send you an email with some information for you to complete shortly, but you're free to leave.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Take care.
Take care. Have a great rest of your day.
You too,
Bye-bye.
Your Honor. Bye.
All right, we are now gonna take Ms. Costas, please. Or is it Ms. Questa? Is it Ms. Questa? Is Ms. Questa on the line?
It's Cuesta.
Questa, Ms. Questa. Ms. Questa, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
I do.
All right, your case is 22-CR001881F. In this case, you're charged with DUI, less safe. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting this hearing today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. All right, let's begin. Is this your case as well, Mr. Birch, or is this yours as well, John?
It'll be fine, Judge.
All right, please proceed. Please give me the state's recommendation as well as any relevant facts.
Yes, Judge. So in this case, Ms. Cuesta is going to be pleading NOLO to the count of disorderly conduct. The negotiated sentence on that charge is 12 months, credit for time served, balance probated, for Ms. Cuesta to pay a $300 fine and complete an alcohol and drug evaluation and any treatment being necessary as a result of that evaluation. And we did agree that probation could terminate upon successful completion of all conditions.
All right, and I should have asked Mrs. Spicer this. Was that your understanding of the offer, Mr. Jackson? And do you stipulate to the three elements?
Yes, Your Honor, and this is also going to be done under first offender as well.
All right. All right, I'm gonna ask you some questions, ma'am, to make sure that this is a voluntary plea, all right? Reminding you that you're under oath. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, ma'am.
All right, are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
No.
And you understand that taking the plea today, you'll have no further trials, or you're giving up your right to trial by judge or jury?
Yes, ma'am.
And taking a guilty plea may affect other aspects of your life that your attorney or I may not be able to anticipate, such as employment, immigration, things of that nature. You understand that?
Yes.
And you further understand the requirements of the sentence, the courses you have to take, the fines, the evaluations?
Yes.
All right, as to the charge, did we amend this disorderly conduct? How did you plead?
Guilty.
No, it's NOLO, correct?
Nolo contendere.
So how do you plead?
NOLO.
All right, I accept your NOLO plea at this time. Is there anything additional?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Jackson, Ms. Waltrop, anything additional?
Just as a note, Your Honor, she has already taken her evaluation. And that has already been done. And I also did provide the court with an order under 42-862.1 to restrict the record at the time of the hearing.
Okay, I don't have that. Okay, I do now. Thank you. And we'll also need your client to complete that probation form.
Okay, we can do that. If that can be emailed to me, I can get that to her and we can take care of that, Your Honor.
All right, and no need to hold for it. We will get it to you, okay? So make it turned in and completed by Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, take care. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, I understand we're also gonna take a plea this morning in position 3. Is that correct, on the final plea calendar this afternoon? Travis Theodore, or is that correct? Are we
I
taking-
don't have a final plea calendar. I just have motion.
Okay, I just saw him online.
Oh.
Yeah. Miss Fuller is not here, so please hold, Mr. Theodore. Okay,
And I apologize, Judge, for the tardiness. Car battery died, so just had to make a way here quickly. I'm ready on, positions 3 and 4 of the motions calendar for Mr. Pepe.
all right, we'll proceed with that shortly. I was trying to take those who are gonna plead so they can move forward. The position 1, is Miss Shelley coming? I want to know, Miss Helen, are you aware if that, case, I didn't actually receive an order to withdraw or anything of that nature? Are you aware of the, posture of position 1?
Is that in Georgia, final plea?
Give me 1 second, Your Honor.
Ms. Holmes.
Oh, yes, Judge. So that was previously Mr. Frank Gaither's case. That is now, Karen Shelley's case. I can text her, Judge, but I do believe she was aware, of that case. I know she also has cases on the 1:30 calendar. So I would ask if,
That's fine, there's no rush, I just wanted to, be able to.
Gonna come on at 1:30.
because I can text her now and just
It's
ask.
okay, we won't be here for a minute, if you'll send her a message and just ask, but we'll move forward with the motions. In cases 21 CR 006457F, because with Michael Pedway in which he's charged with DUI per se with the offense date of February the 20th of 2020, and 22 CR 007614F, in which he's charged with open container and DUI less safe. And that offense date is December of 2021. All right, before we begin with the motions argument, is there an offer for these 2 cases from the state?
Yes, Judge, and we did send that over. I believe we had those.
Can we put it onto the record, please?
Yes, Judge. Your Honor, on position number, I believe it's number 3, which is the 21 CR case. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 60 days, balance probated, for the defendant to pay a $1,000 fine, complete 240 hours of community service, risk reduction, a victim impact panel, have random screens, and no drugs or alcohol. That is to run consecutive to position number 4 on the calendar, 22 CR 007614F. And then with regard to that case, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 90 days, balance probated, for the defendant to pay a $1,000 fine, complete 240 hours of community service, risk reduction, a victim impact panel, have random screens, no drugs or alcohol while on probation.
And just clarification, is that 2 separate 240 hours for each?
All right, and
On the
Ms.
possession of open container, it's a $200 fine.
And Ms. Horn, I'm assuming your client rejects those offers at this time.
That is correct, Judge. I have spoken to Mr. Petway. Mr. Petway is present in court. Judge, I did put in my motion for discovery for the 457F case. I just haven't received the body worn camera videos or the video discovery, but I have received the all discovery, all police report paper discovery in the other case, 7614F. And I do believe I spoke to Anna Wright.
Miss Helen, I'm sorry, Miss Helen, I can't hear you very
Oh, I
well.
apologize.
Thank
I
you.
did speak to Anna Wright, ASG Anna Wright, and I think she's working on getting that final discovery. And just to be candid with the court, Judge, I've spoken to Cheryl Egan Fears. She's a part of the DUI court program. I've submitted a DUI court referral for Mr. Petway for both of these cases. And he has orientation this morning at 10 a.m. Judge, I asked if he can be excused at least to out in the hallway so that he can join that Zoom conference for that orientation.
That's more than appropriate, please do that.
For your Zoom conference.
It starts with 10.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead and step out and we'll go ahead and get you ready for it at 10 a.m. Okay, I don't want you to miss it.
Okay.
And so, yes, Judge, we're just in the process of applying to the DUI core program. I do believe I'll get an answer back fairly quickly. His next step after the orientation is to get a clinical evaluation to be submitted.
Okay.
And so that has been scheduled for February the 2nd of 2024. And other than those motions, Judge, I have no further additional motions.
I didn't see that the state had filed any motions in this case. Is that correct?
No, Judge, no
I
motion
didn't see any ahead of time. All right,
at this time.
let me,
And can I just clarify which case you're missing video?
Yes, it is case number 21 CR 00. I apologize, 21 CR 006457F. I'm missing the video discovery.
Okay, so on that case, there is a note that the video was shared with you back on November 1st of 2020.
Excuse me.
And then you sent an email stating that the evidence.com link expired before you had the opportunity to download those videos. And that link was resent to you on January 10th.
all right, so let's see that Ms. Helen is able to get it. Are we able to send her a new link today?
I can check right now, Judge, the Axon.
That would be great. Let's make sure we have all that we need. All right, if he is not accepted, I don't know about the likelihood, if he's not accepted to DUI court. So we still need to reset him here to see
For a status, Judge, I would ask.
if he is accepted. Okay, I don't think that's unreasonable, but I will hear any position from the state regarding a reset to see if he is accepted to DUI.
No, no objection to it being reset for status of DUI court
Okay,
acceptance.
we're gonna, does anyone know typically how long it takes to see if he's gonna be accepted or not?
Judge, I'll be honest, the process can take several months. It's through their DUI coordinators after the orientation,
Evaluation.
after the evaluation.
Okay, so March is probably not gonna work. Do you believe March would work, Ms. Helen?
I say a summer. I just want to make sure that there are no issues with the DUI core program and pushing it back and needing more time. So,
I don't want it to get too far out. What I would suggest is if he's making progress, let's put it on the status in April.
Okay.
If he's not, you can give us an update at that time, Ms. Helen. And what we can do from there is if additional time is needed for the reset, we can do that, okay? So
Yes,
we're
sure.
gonna place those two cases on the April 5th, 9 a.m. status calendar to ascertain whether or not defendant has been accepted or will be accepted to DUI court.
And Ms. Walter is right. I have been resent those videos on January 10th. I have those.
All right, no need to compel discovery today.
I don't need any further discovery.
Wonderful. All right, does that complete anything as it pertains to positions 3 and 4?
That is everything, Your Honor.
Anything additional from the state?
No.
All right, so we've completed that, and we are still, the motion for position 1 is not going forward, I assume, as Ms. Shelley is not here. Let me look at the posture of that case briefly.
And I'm sorry, just one more quick question on 3 and 4. Are we done with those cases?
Those were the only motion she had was.
Was for discovery.
Discovery.
Oh, and no
So I
changes.
saw a motion in limine, but that's fine. Are we gonna withdraw those?
No, we can argue those too. I didn't know if
Okay,
that was
that
gonna
was
be
my
part of it.
question. I thought everybody, all right, let's go forward with the motion in limine then. Work back up. All right, Ms. Waltrop, please proceed.
Yeah, I believe it's defense's motion.
Yes, Judge.
Sorry. Go ahead, Ms. Helen, please proceed.
Yes, Judge. And I'll start with case number 21 CR 006457F. The defense has entered a motion in limine to exclude my client's refusal for any state administered test. So the first is a motion in limine for case 57F. The officer did advise Mr. Petway and asked him if he would submit that. Yes, Mr. Petway stated no, and we would like that information excluded or suppressed. Your Honor, for that first case 57F. The second case, 22 CR 007614F. I also spoke to Mr. Petway as well as reading the police report. The officer did speak to Mr. Petway, and he did ask him if he was willing to submit to that state administered test. In that case, it was actually a warranted blood draw, but Mr. Petway did answer the question and say no. And I would like that information suppressed, Your Honor.
I did read your motion last night. Let me refresh myself. Is there anything additional you'd like to add?
No, Your Honor, just the refusals to be suppressed for each case.
Ms. Waldrop, any response?
Your Honor, so with respect to. Give me one moment.
I can send it. Can you send it again? I read them last night.
So with respect to the 21 CR case, which is position number 3, Judge.
Right.
I have that he did not refuse, that he did consent to well, first and foremost, it was a request for a blood test, not a breath test. And I had that he did consent to that request for a blood test, and that he was transported to the appropriate facility in order to draw that blood. Blood was drawn. And so I don't think that this would apply to this particular case. And with respect to the 22 CR case, it is correct that he did refuse implied consent in that case, Judge. But again, he refused a request for a blood test. And based on Elliott, we know that the breath refusal is out, and the state would, obviously have to stipulate to that. But specifically, Elliott, they concluded that the Georgia Constitution precluded the admission of evidence that a suspect refused to consent to a breath test. And so because of Elliott's strict application to breath and the issue not having been decided with regard to refusal of a blood test, I would ask that you deny both defense counsel's motions with regard to excluding the refusal based on Elliott.
Okay. And let me clarify, is blood in both?
It was requested, blood was requested in
In
both.
both cases.
Yes, Judge.
Can I get it to you, Judge? It didn't have the attachment on it. All right, here it is, I think. Hold on. I think I'm cooking with gas now. I'm gonna take time to read since we don't appear to have a lot of other business conducted this time. Okay, we're good. And this is the only motion we're taking up today.
That's the only thing I saw filed, Judge.
Anything else, Ms. Helen?
No, Your Honor, just these motions eliminating.
All right. Based upon the information before me, and I don't see any distinguishing cases, defense counsel's motions to suppress or exclude will be denied. As it pertains to 6457F, and let me review the other one. So that would be position 3.
And Judge, let me correct the record, because I did misspeak on that, case. It's not that he consented. There was a search warrant, but it was a request for blood that was refused. So it's still the same issue, same argument.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, as it pertains to case ending in 7614F, same ruling based on the holding in Elliott as it pertains to the breath, not blood. Defense counsel's motions to exclude will be denied. All right, is there anything additional?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you repeat your last ruling for each case again? 761.
I am gonna I'm gonna deny the exclusion of the evidence. All right, I'm gonna grant. Hold on. Let me look at one more thing before I look. I wanna look at and read this really quickly. All right, in both cases, Ms. Helen, I am gonna deny the motion to suppress the refusal.
Understood, Judge.
All right,
And Judge, would the state be able to get an order for that?
can we make something now? Is that possible? Do we have something? Hold on. We need a stack of those form orders that we have in other situations where I could just write that. Thank you, Ms. Smith. Okay. With that said, the case is still reset. I don't think we should put it on I hate to send it back to status, but I think that makes the most sense. In light of if he's accepted to DUI, it won't make sense to have him on a trial calendar. And more than likely, he will be accepted, I believe. Okay. Ms. Smith is working hard to find me an order.
Just
And
trying to find it really
that,
What was that reset date, Judge?
it's April the 5th.
Okay.
Status at 9. I'm still reading emails to figure out what happened to position 1. Ms. Helen, did Ms. Shelley reach back out to you about position 1?
She has not, Judge, but I may just step out and call her, Judge.
Let me see if I can have the name from the email.
Okay.
Well, she just texted me. She had to believe that she was off the calendar, so I'm just gonna.
Okay, yeah. I think we just need to know what happens to her. It's fine if it's off.
So we gotta go straight to that, so- Your Honor, if we could, for position one, Ms. Combs, could we set that to the 1:30 calendar for Ms. Shelley?
That's fine. I just really need to know where it's going, because I see that she's withdrawing the motion. That's fine, we put it at 1:30.
Okay.
Okay, I believe we've concluded this calendar. We will not be back until 1:30. I don't see that Ms. Elwinger is on the line.
Your Honor, if I may make an announcement number one,
Huh?
State versus Combs. There is still some discovery, specifically a GBI toxicology report that is outstanding, to be turned over to the defense. And so, we're just not able to argue this motion effectively today.
Okay.
And that's the reason why,
So we're asking for a reset to another motions calendar?
yeah, I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh,
That's February, that's 23rd.
And Judge Williams, when you have a moment, I was unaware there was a 1:30 calendar. I have a funeral to attend today. I let DeAndre know, but I just wanted to let you know I won't be available at 1:30.
Okay, Mr. Glenville, will you see if there's someone else who might be able to help us at 1:30? Because I think we have two pleas to take then.
Yes, Mr. Moore, that's what, I'll reach out to Mr. Moore as well.
Yeah.
But
All right.
And I
Understood.
apologize about this morning. I had the wrong Zoom link, so I was waiting on an ORCA.
That's okay. All right, we're gonna reset position one. We'll still address it at the 1:30 just when Ms. Shelley is present. But it's, based on the information, the emails, we will reset position one to the ORCA motions calendar. There's nothing. This. I don't wanna set it for February. That one has. There's nothing between February and May. All right, we're gonna set it out for May then. We'll put it on the May 24th motions calendar.
Understood, Judge.
All right, I believe that concludes the entire calendar at this time. We're still looking for some sample order for that.
Excuse me, Your Honor, would you repeat that date one more time?
May 24th.
May 20.
Oh, Ms. Elwanger, you're lucky we were just about to leave. If not, we're gonna reset your case to 1:30. We can take yours. While we're still here.
And Your Honor, those are all my cases. I'd like to make sure Mr. Petway joins his orientation at
Before you go, take care.
Thank you.
Will we see you at 1:30?
No, Your Honor, I think it may just be Ms. Shelley.
Okay, take care.
Thank you, Judge.
Fun. You wanna get your feet on? We will. Oh, this is it. Absolutely. That's it. All right, we are now gonna take up, position. Let me make sure one of these is, assigned to Mr. Birch or Ms. Waldrop, correct?
No, Your Honor, so that's why I'm just checking with my office to figure out
Okay, Ms.
Ellwanger
Ellwanger,
maybe.
it's a possibility we can't take this plea until 1:30.
Well, can you just ask Ms. Ellwanger who it was that she negotiated this plea with?
Negotiate your plea with Ms. Ellwanger. You're muted, we can't hear you.
It was somebody who is no longer in your office, but then it was okayed lastly by Ms. Githea.
Okay, let me give her a call.
Okay.
Hey, Sarita, can you hear me? Hey, Attorney Ellwanger is on for the case of Travis Theodore. Miss Attorney Ellwanger is on Zoom for the plea in the Travis Theodore case. You negotiated that? Yeah. Okay, it's on the final two. We didn't go. Well, it's only 1:30. Yeah. well, Okay, all right, we'll see. All right, okay. All right. Judge, she is on her way down. She thought it was at 1:30.
It is at 1:30,
Okay.
but we're here.
Yeah, so she'll come down and take the plea.
That's one of them.
Texting her. Oh, for different. The number. Did you send me the no password? I can send it right now. Okay. Nobody told me it got changed.
Oh, they got changed. They just came on.
We just thank you for coming. It's still technically at 1:30, but we had no other business to conduct, so. And Ms. Ellwanger and her client are.
You have the paperwork, right? But I just think that he took the motion and. Isn't that coming on?
Oh, that's.
Are you trying to get your cord?
This is Judge Marl's.
Oh,
I
check on
was
the-
pushing out there. You know, I'm
Uh-uh.
the calendar.
Alright, so we're good.
Is that not?
That's fine, but I mean,
That's pretty up.
You have like a screen. thing on there.
Yeah, it helps me.
I don't know if I'm more here. Let me see if I can do. Can I have the style of?
You hand on that one too.
That's when they came up with the people last night. I've been able to get in touch. Oh, so I don't know. She has a benchmark.
Yeah, if we convert it, yeah, to a Word document, I can do something.
If you want to, do a motion convert it to Word or this one?
I hate this thing. My thing stinks.
And then I can just like this. All right, we're gonna take position 3 on the ORCA final plea calendar scheduled for 1/30/21 CR 002170G, in which defendant is charged with reckless driving, DUI, and speeding. Mrs. Theodore, please raise your right hand. You swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury.
Yes.
All right, you put your hand down. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney is present on Zoom to assist you today with taking the plea. Do you understand your rights and how conducting this hearing today?
Yes.
All right. And I did read this. Okay, we'll give Ms. Gippy a moment to give us the offer and any relevant facts.
Before you begin, could the Miss, the ASG, could she state her name for me?
Yes, Sarita Githia. Ready for the offer, Your Honor? Okay. As to reckless driving, it is to 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served 24 hours. The balance is probated to pay a $500 fine, 40 hours of community service, to do an alcohol drug evaluation and any required treatment, to do the risk reduction program and attend one victim impact panel. For the speeding, it is a $250 fine, and the DUI alcohol less safe will be null pros. Does the defense stipulate to the facts, video, and ID?
Yes, we do.
And was that your understanding of the offer?
And that concludes what I have, Your Honor.
And was that your
Yes.
understanding?
Yes,
Okay.
it was, Your Honor.
All right, Mrs. Theodore, I'm gonna ask you some questions, reminding you that you're under oath. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Has your lawyer made you aware of all the facts and circumstances known to you about the charge?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
No.
And you understand you're giving up your right to trial by judge or jury?
Yes.
And you're giving up your right to have the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
And you further understand the requirements of the sentence, that you have
Yes.
to pay a fine, take community service, undergo some courses and evaluations?
Yes.
And your attorney has fully explained that to you?
Yes.
And you understand that taking a guilty plea may affect other aspects of your life that we may not be able to anticipate, such as employment, probation, or immigration?
Yes.
All right, as to the charges of speeding and reckless driving, how do you plead, Mrs. Theodore?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea at this time. Is there anything additional, Ms. Githia or Ms. Elwanger?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the thing from the defense would be, would the court consider allowing him to terminate probation once he completes special conditions?
I don't have, let me see if the state, do you have any objection to that, Ms. Githia?
No objection.
All right, no objection to his terminating of his probation upon completion. He will need to fill out that form for probation that he would normally have filled out had he been here today, such that his information can be sent over. We will send you an email, Ms. Elwanger, with that form. Please have your client completed no later than Monday. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If there's nothing additional, you both can be excused. Take care. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
All right, that definitely concludes our calendar. Thank you, Mr. Pierre, for coming down. I'm gonna work on getting those two orders entered. And I will see some of you at 1:30. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.